Yay. Thanks for joining me. Sorry about the delay, guys. You know how it goes. You know, lights, camera, action, and then something always happens, right? So my name is Yvette Ricard. I am the marketing coordinator of Beadalon and Artistic Wire. Today we're doing a string art project, but instead of string, we're using wire. So you think of wire, you're thinking of like industrial wire or hard tensile wire. We actually manufacture so many different types of wire, and you've probably seen us in the jewelry section and the beading section at Michael's. But before I go in depth, if you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. Meredith Roddy, she is behind the scenes working the chat, so she will help me answer any questions. And if there's something that she can't help you with, then she'll interrupt me and ask. And as you know, this class is being recorded and you can watch it on the Michael's YouTube channel. So wire, we make wire here in the United States outside of Philadelphia in Pennsylvania, actually. We manufacture different types of stainless steel, copper, some used in so many different varieties and applications. Typically, the wire that we use for jewelry making is stainless steel, which is kind of like a thread-like, but very strong. You use it to string beads and gemstones, and you make bracelets and necklaces. But the other type of wire we make is called artistic wire. And this is a copper wire, but it's plated with silver. This is a non-tarnished silver wire. So when you think of wire, you think of something hard, right? This is actually a soft tempered wire. So that means it's malleable. You can bend it with your fingers and it stays in place like this, okay? Now, we also manufacture it with other colors. As you can see behind me, where it says wire, whoop, this way, those are all the colors that we make in different gauges. And you're saying, well, what's gauge mean? Gauge is the measurement of how thick the wire is. So for this particular class, we're going to be using 26 gauge. The wire can range anywhere from 10 gauge up to 32 gauge. The lower the number, let's say 14 gauge, which is something like this, 14 gauge, it's thicker, okay? So when you're going into a thinner wire, which is 26 gauge, it's super thin, okay? Let me take it out of the clip here so you can see it a little bit better. See, super thin. So keep that in mind when you're picking your wire. The lower the number, the thicker the wire is. Okay, there we go. So what are we making today? You obviously signed up for the class, so you've seen the picture before, but let me give you a close-up view. This is kind of what I call rustic, what they call modern farmhouse, and it's string art. So it's nails hammered into wood, and then you wrap around the nails. And I thought this was a cute, you've probably seen this on Pinterest before or on Facebook or something, but you put flowers inside, and I chose to do this with the watering can. I thought that was a really cool little decor item for spring. And then the beauty of this is that you can change the flowers out to match your decor for every season, right? So I'm gonna go over the supply list. When you signed up for the class, or if you watch this later on the YouTube channel, just click down on the description list or the description box, and you'll see that there's a link to download the instructions. Okay, so here they are. But Meredith will also be putting it in the chat room. And trust me, you don't even need this. Once you watch this, you'll see how easy it is, and you won't even need instructions, to be honest. Okay, so what we're gonna use first, we're gonna need a wood surface, right? So what wood surfaces, you think, okay, I could use any type of wood? Well, no, you're wrong. You can't use any type of wood. When you're hammering in nails, you want the soft wood, okay? So you want something that's like pine, or in Michael's, they have basswood, okay? So if you walk down the aisle and you see just the normal selection of wood surfaces that they have, you might think, oh, like the white ones or the rustic looking. That I don't recommend using, okay? Because it's a harder wood. It's more like a pallet. Like if you've seen pallets, they're kind of rough. I don't recommend it because they're rough. You can get splinters. They're not meant for hammering down, and they have knots in them. So once you hit a knot, you can't hammer through, and then your whole piece will be ruined, basically. So we have the wood surface that we are choosing is this large surface here. I think this was 11 by 17. I don't recall the size, but it's a large size. Or you can use the Basswood Country Black by Walnut Hollow, which is this big eye. And this actually has the live edge surface. That gives it a little bit more rustic feel. This is a good one to go. The best thing about these surfaces when you get them at Michael's is that they're already smooth, they're already sanded down. You don't need to do any prep to it. You don't need to go to like your hardware or Lowe's, cut your own wood, because it's already done for you. So that's the beauty of when you're shopping at Michael's, is that you can get all the supplies there. You're gonna need a wood surface like that. Remember, basswood or pine or any soft wood surface, okay? You're also gonna need your nails, okay? I recommend 3/4 inch nails. These I got at Lowe's. Nails have the head on the tip, right? You've also seen wire brads. Wire brads actually have a small surface area. You can use those as well, but I find that the wire nails hold the wire in place a little bit better, and you'll see why when I go through and show you how to do it. You're also going to need your wire, of course. Okay, so we're going to be using 26 gauge artistic wire in silver. We're also going to need a hammer. Okay, hammer. Now, if you're going to be rating your boyfriend, husband's, partner, roommate's toolbox, just keep in mind that those are a little bit more industrial and clunkier hammers. I've noticed that the smaller little hammers are easier to maneuver, especially when you're hammering so much. So if you're going to be doing this more than once, if you're going to do these as making them as gifts, I recommend a smaller lightweight hammer like this. Nails, hammer, let's see what else. You're going to need, I recommend a bead mat. And again, these are also available at Michael's, but you could also use like a placemat or a towel, something to keep your wood surface and kind of reduce the friction and the noise when you're hammering down. Okay, so I also put that, and I put this over here. You're going to need a wire cutter. Okay. You're also going to need wood stain. I used the classic gray for this example, but the one that I had in the picture, I think was like a chestnut, American chestnut, I think was a color. You also need your flowers. Okay, so any silk artificial flowers, and you know Michael's has the best selection of flowers for every season. Okay, with your handout, it came the template of the watering can. So if you didn't get that, I think Meredith has already put that in the chat, but download that, print that to size. It should be, the size already should be accommodating the large surface. So if you're using a smaller surface, you may have to save it as an image and resize it. But the size that I put in there is made for this larger wood surface. So with that template in mind, so I made this easy for you. Let's go to the overhead camera if we can. Oh, and of course, my overhead camera, I lost connection. But can everybody hear me okay? Give me a thumbs
we can
up.
hear you.
And this is the beauty part, guys. This is where no one's like worried about. Okay, well, let me talk just between us, okay? While my camera is getting connection here. The beauty of the template that I made specifically for you guys is I took the guesswork out of doing this project. Image that you want off of the internet, if you want to do a heart, if you want to do a picture of a vase, all you have to do is just download it, look for a clip art or like a silhouette, and just kind of eyeball where you want the nails to be. But I did the hard work for you. I did the template, which you can see here. I did the template and I put the dots where they should be to give it equal spacing. Okay, so that's the beauty of you guys taking this class with me and watching it later, is that it's all done. Like the hard part's done for you. In my opinion, this was the hard part, is kind of eyeing where the nails go, because then you have to be like specific and it's too time consuming. So if you want more templates, before I forget, if you love doing this class, and I hope you do, go to our website on beadalon.com. We have so many other templates where I did like, and then just go to town. You know, it's there for your inspiration, and so you can try this new hobby. Okay, so what we're gonna do is with your surface, I already stained it, right? Again, I used the walnut, what was it? The classic gray, okay? Wood stain. That's where you're gonna need your foam brush. And you're just gonna stain it with the foam brush and then wipe it down with a paper towel and just let that dry. You don't need to apply like a polyacrylic, polyurethane, what's it called? Stain on top of it, because this isn't going to go outdoors. This is just for decor only. If you want to do that, you can obviously still do that, but you don't need to because it's going to stay indoors. So you're going to let that dry. You're going to place your template where you want it on the wood surface. Okay, so I've already preemptively started nailing where the little dots are right here. Okay, so I'm going to continue doing this, and let me see, did we get the overhead?
Yeah, we are back on the overhead.
Okay, let's see if we can get this here. Can you, there we go. We good?
Let's see. It looks like it's okay for now. So we'll take advantage of it.
Sorry about that, guys. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and finish nailing where these dots are. Okay, so it's kind of like connect the dots. Now, what I didn't say is that this part is optional. These are chain nose pliers. And what makes these different, these are not the ones that you use for jewelry making. These are the ones that have like the sawtooth inside the pliers. Okay. Oh, I think I lost connection again. But let's go in the front head. Okay, see? These have the sawtooth inside. And this is a really great hack if you're doing this because it holds your nails in place. So you place your nail and it holds it in place. And it actually holds it flat. And it saves your fingers too. So I know you can't see me right now, but what I'm doing is I'm placing, here, let me see if I can move this a little bit closer. How's that? Okay, so can you see?
That's perfect, Yvette. That's a really good angle.
All right, thanks, Meredith. So I'm placing the nail and I'm using the chain nose pliers and I'm placing the nail right in between, and the pliers, the jaw of the pliers is holding it for me. So it has saved me a few, as Meredith calls it, ouchies in my string art career, if you want to call that. So this is a really great trick if you're going to be doing this more than once, or if your pad requires a lot of nails. So a little history about me and this craft is I've never done string art before. So write in the comments if you've done this craft. I would love to know if you've done it, and if this, after watching my class, if you think this is going to be a little bit easier with wire, gives it a whole new upscale look. So I'm not going too far into the wood. If you can see, I'm just hammering it down a few times. And you don't want it to go all the way. So you can, when you're going to buy your nails, there is like a plethora of options for nails. You can actually use, I recommend 3/4 inch nails because I feel like they don't stick out as tall. But if you want to use 1 inch, if they only have 5/8, it's really your preference. They also come in different gauges. And the one that I'm using is 18 gauge. Right here, see, this is the gauge and that's the length. So when we talked about gauge earlier, 18 gauge is going to be thinner than I think the more popular nail size, which is 16. But those would work equally as fine. And the beauty of this surface is, like I was saying, basswood or soft woods make it easier to hammer down your nails. Because I've tried it, I've done trial and error with other wood surfaces, and there's times where I'm really banging into the nail inside and it actually causes the wood to split. So you definitely don't want that. Now, when you're doing this, if you don't put your nail right, specifically right on the dot, it's okay. No one's gonna know, okay? This is just to eye it, give you a little sense of placement to make the process go by quicker and easier for you. And if the nails are not straight, that's okay too. So don't worry about that, because I'll show you once we finish nailing everything in, you're not even gonna notice it, okay? So when I first tried this string art, it was during quarantine time last year. Remember the days of quarantine when we were all stuck at home, when we were forced to find something new to entertain us? That was me. This is what I did during quarantine. So I have 3-year-old twins, they're 3-year-old now, and I needed a form of stress release, okay, during those times. And what I noticed for me personally, hammering and banging something hard and using my hands was such a stress relief for me. It was something therapeutic. And if you've taken our jewelry making classes with Meredith, she finds therapy, and she said this before in our classes, sometimes it's very therapeutic beading. You know, she'll do it in front of the TV, and it's kind of like, it distracts you from your everyday. This, for me, the hammering was the fun part. Because I think we all needed some kind of a distraction from those days, right? So how many of you that are watching and joining us today have started a new craft because of quarantine and the pandemic? If you have, please put it in the chat room. I would love to know what you've tried. Beading is cheaper than therapy. Yeah, right, Meredith. You're absolutely right. Sometimes even, I mean, to be honest, sometimes walking the Michael store, now that we're able to go out and about and, you know, wearing masks and everything, walking down the beading aisle or, you know, any of the other home decor section is therapeutic for me. Sometimes I need just a little eye candy to get inspired. Okay, so once you get the idea of like the placement, you can move and pivot your surface rather than kind of doing weird yoga poses with your hands. Makes it a little bit easier for you. Painting, acrylic painting. I know. See, now, speaking of painting, didn't you remember like how relaxing watching Bob Ross years ago was? That's how I feel when I sign up for because I take these Michael's classes as well as a student, just because I'm also curious about other crafts and hobbies. And painting is also one for me that I just like watching. And you can definitely get your fix of what's called therapy classes with all the videos that Michael's has posted on their YouTube channel. And if you haven't seen them yet, I highly recommend subscribing to their channel, because you get these amazing instructors doing these classes and projects that you wouldn't normally see anywhere else. Okay, so I'm done hammering in all of the nail placement, the little dots. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go in and just lightly hammer all of them just to make sure they're in kind of the same height. I'm just eyeballing it. Okay. Sorry if that was a little bit loud and obnoxious, guys. All right, so we got it all hammered in, right? Okay, so the fun part is you're gonna rip off your template. Yay, it was like Christmas morning opening up a present. All right, we got our nails into the wood. And if you see any scragglers, like little pieces of paper stuck in between the nail, all you need to do is just like with your cutter, or if you want round nose pliers, if you have some, just get them out of the way. But it's not a big deal if there are some there, because it's going to be covered anyways. Okay. All right. So we're going to take our wire. These are the dispenser spools, but they also come in smaller spools like this. You'll find them at the store in the smaller spool. So you're probably going to need 2 of them, I believe I said in the instructions. Yeah, you're going to need 2 of these. Okay. This is a smaller spool, and this is the bigger spool. So with the larger spool, I'm only going to need 1. Move that clip out of the way. Okay, so you're going to take your one end of the wire, and you're just going to place it anywhere around one of the nail heads. And all you're going to do is just wrap it a few times. Okay, you don't need to knot it. You don't need to do anything else. Like if this was string, you would probably need to knot it. But you don't need to do that because it stays in place once you wrap it around. Okay. So this is not brain surgery, guys. This is super easy. This is however you want to do it. All you have to do is just wrap the wire. And I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this really clearly, but wrap the wire around the nail heads, back and forth. Okay. There is no pattern.
Since we have your phone camera back up, I'm going to see if we can switch over to it and see how it goes. You want to maybe turn your laptop camera off, and that might help.
Okay.
All right, so we'll give this a shot. That way people can see this part a little bit more up close.
How are we doing, guys? Is this better? Hopefully we don't lose connection this time. Okay,
Yeah,
so
thanks for all your patience, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, guys. So yeah, just go back and forth. Let me see, get up here more. There we go. Back and forth, okay? In between the nail heads. And that's where I was saying earlier that the type of nail, these have the nail head. So the wire actually just kind of snuggles underneath the nail head and holds it in place. Okay. So what I typically like to do is just kind of start going one direction, and I try to hit every nail as much as I can. And you notice I didn't go up here yet, and I'll do that on the way back. But for now, I just want to go in one direction. So I can get some consistency. So we are using the 26 gauge, and oops, go back and forth. But if you wanted to do a thicker wire like the 24 gauge, you're more than welcome to. It might be just a tad bit more harder, because you'll notice that when it's thicker, it will be a little bit harder, but not much. It's not enough to deter you from trying it. And the beauty with the artistic wires that we make is that it comes in so many different colors too, that you're basically coloring with wire. At least that's how I'm painting with wire. That's how I like to pretend this artwork is, right? Okay. So you'll get the swing of it. You'll kind of just weave back and forth. And of course, I think my phone is frozen again. Let's keep going. Let me try to. you guys making out? Did I lose you again? Sorry.
We can see
No,
you,
Yvette,
but-
you're good. I think we should just keep the that forward facing shot, because I think that
Yeah.
I think people have got the general idea for the wrapping, and it actually is a really nice angle that you have as well from that perspective. I think we're good.
Okay, good. Okay, so as you can see, I'm kind of going back and forth now on the handle. You see that part? And now you can do this as much as you want. If you want to go back in the same direction, switch it up, go in the opposite direction, kind of skip nails. That's completely up to you. You can do it as much as you want to fill out the outline, or if you want to keep it a little bit bare. And I'll show you what I mean in a second. So see, I'm towards the end here. So I want to get back up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my wire all the way to the nail where I want, and then just start back over here. Okay. And if you mess up, it's okay. Just unravel it and then go again. So this concept with using string art and putting flowers is not mine. I saw this on Pinterest, as I'm sure all you creative people that are joining us sometimes use Pinterest as your inspiration, or maybe you don't. Maybe you watch all the classes, or if you follow Michael's or get their emails, you get the inspiration from there. But I've always been curious on this design, and I always thought it was very versatile for home decor, because like I said earlier, you can switch out the flowers to however you want. Okay, so I did that part where I skipped earlier. See right here. Now I'm gonna go back and finish the opposite end in the diagonal version. Okay. Then back here, on the tip of the watering can. So speaking of watering can, Meredith did a project with a watering can, and she did it as like an outside decor with a watering can, and she strung beads from the nose, from the end of the watering can, to make it look like it was, like if you pour it and hang it on an angle, the beads look like it's water. It was the cutest thing. And I think Michael's has it on their website, but if not, then I invite you to the Beadalon website, and I'm pretty sure she posted it on our website. So if watering cans is your thing, we have one for you. Okay, so I just went back and forth. I'm gonna stop here. So what I'm gonna do is, when I figure out a stopping place, I'm just gonna wrap the wire again around the nail head a few times, cut the wire with my cutter at the tip, and you're good to go, right? But we're not done yet. We're gonna have to outline this to make it a little bit cleaner. I mean, you could finish it now if you wanted to, but when you outline it, it looks a little bit cleaner, it looks crisp, and it looks a little bit nicer. Okay, and so what do I mean by outline? So outlining, you're gonna wrap your wire, end of the wire, around the nail head again a few times. Okay, and you're just gonna weave back and forth in between the perimeter of your template. Okay, back and forth, back and forth. So you're gonna do this for the whole design. And this really defines the shape. So this, as I mentioned earlier, would be a perfect gift idea for somebody that is just bought a new home or they moved. It'd be good decor for them, or like I said, for spring. Or for somebody that doesn't like real flowers, that doesn't maybe have a green thumb, that always has issues with real flowers not lasting as long. This would be a great gift for that person. Mother's Day just passed, and it would be a great Mother's Day gift, birthday, anniversary gift, because did you know that the 5-year anniversary gift is wood? Yep. So funny story, my anniversary was April 30th, and I thought I was married to my husband 4 years. Little did I know that I was off a year, and it was actually 5 years. So he is not letting me live this down because he remembered the actual date and year versus me actually forgetting. But to my defense, I feel like last year was a blur. So I don't think it counted anyways, but I'll let him have it. Yes, wood is a great anniversary present for 5 years, okay? So if you want to give somebody a gift for wood, this is a great idea. So now what I'm doing is I'm going back and forth the opposite direction to make like a little X. Let's see, can you see it here? I don't know if you could see it, but it's kind of crisscrossing, okay? You do this with the whole outline. So if you don't want to do a watering can, other options would be just the shape of a vase. You could do an outline of like a soda bottle, a glass Coca-Cola bottle. I was trying to think of other ideas that you can use as a vase. They can look up images and use. But I thought a watering can is a good one for spring. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap this one around one of the nail heads. We're almost done, guys. So this is the last step. So you see the little tail here? I'm gonna cut that part off as well. Okay, so this is the final step to the outlining process. Here, let me turn this around so you can see a little bit better. All right, so I zigzagged back and forth in between the nails with the wire. Now this part, I'm gonna just outline around the whole thing, okay? I could just do it this way so you can see better. Again, wrap the wire around and just go around the perimeter. If you want to wrap, skip a few nails, that's okay. You don't have to do over every single nail, but if you want to, that's fine. Okay, see how I'm pulling it down, pulling it taut, going around, skipping nails. And that's where I was saying that if your nails are not straight, this is a part where it kind of puts it all together and no one's going to know. So don't fret if it doesn't look right to you when you're first nailing them in. Okay. I'm just pulling the wire straight, wrapping it around. Okay, now finish to make it a little bit cleaner. I also like to do the inside perimeter. So basically the inside of the nails and wrap the wire around there. Okay, and you'll see how that looks already. A defined edge. Do it a few times. Oops. Around and around. And the beauty about the wire is that it gives it kind of, like I said earlier, a bit more modern twist to this craft that's been around forever, right? I was never a Girl Scout or did summer camp or did this during my school days. So when I said that this was a craft that I just learned, the wire, the shininess of the wire is what sold me on it, because it was something unique and different that you don't normally see. And this would be great if you want to put this in your kitchen, right? For that, what do they call, modern farmhouse. Like I envision if it's something that, was it Joanna Gaines would use in her home renovations. I'm going to pretend that she would. All right, guys, I'm going to finish wrapping this around and then cut this edge. Put the clip back on so it doesn't unravel. And look, all done. Voila. See? So easy. So this is just going back 2 times, back and forth 2 times. So if I wanted to fill this in and not have any of the wood see through, then you can just keep going and filling it in. But I think that's super easy and super clean. Now what you do is you take your flowers. Now I'm going to measure them out. Now this seems to be a good size. You just put them in like that. Between the nail heads. Fluff them out a little bit. And there you go. So cute, right? What do you think, guys? Easy. So, like I showed you, this was with a different, you can play around with the different stains too. If you wanted to paint this all white, if you wanted to do like a distress look, you could do it with like a brown and then paint it, distress it white. Let me show you the original example again so I can show you side by side. See, change the colors of the flowers. So this example is where I showed you where I filled in more. So you can see how much wire I actually used, where you don't actually see the stems of the wire. And this one, you can see through, but that's still okay, you know? I think it's kind of neat. So let me show you a few other examples that I did if you want some more design inspiration. Let me pull you up. Hello. Okay, so I did this one. This was one of my first ones. I did the mason jar. Can you see the ball, the branding of the ball? And this is just with Mod Podge scrapbook paper. I just Mod Podged it onto the wood surface. Left this bare because I kind of thought it was a cool rustic and matched this is the paper. Like I didn't paint this. This is just paper. And then just did the mason jar and put flowers in that. Okay. So one more example that I did in the beginning when I first started. Now this is the colored wire. This is a tulip. And this is, I did different variations to show the different colors of the wire. And this was stained with like a light turquoise stain. Fun, right? Yeah, we're good. Everybody enjoyed it. See how easy? Told you it was easy. Like I can't do complicated crafts, and this is like instant gratification. Like this doesn't take a long time to do. Like it takes you what, an hour? And like I said, I did the hard part for you. I did the template, and all you have to do is just hammer in the nails for you. Remember, don't be afraid to do it on your own though. If you do your own, if you want to do a vase or something like that, feel free to do it. I'm not discouraging you to do that, but I'm just explaining how easy it is with the template already done for you. The templates, I'm not, the tulip template is on our website. I have to make sure. It might be. I think Meredith already did it. And if she hasn't already, she'll put a link on our the wire string art page that we have on our website, where it has all the templates too that you can download. So if nobody else has any other questions, yep, Sherry, on our website, beadalon.com, there's a section where it says, I think trends. And you could just type in wire string art and a whole bunch of inspirations and designs will come up for you. Okay, and if you do something like this, please tag us at Beadalon or hashtag Beadalon or hashtag Make It With Michaels. I would love to see you guys try your own version and share with me. All right, so thanks for joining me. And again, if you want to watch us later, it's on the YouTube channel. And thanks again. Bye, guys.